What's up, Kamara? What is happening? Hello. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Almost done with my contract piece. Nice, nice, nice. That's so awesome. Oh. I am just waking up. Hello, Carnage. Hello, hello. And you don't get to share it till Christmas. But at least you get to share it. So this is where we're at right now. That's okay. I got a meeting at 11:30 today because apparently there's I have PO issues with the client. Really frustrated with. So I get to sort all that nonsense out, hopefully. Try not to let it eat me away. Ooh, Kamara. Tell me, without any spoilers, that you've seen Inside by Bo Burnham. It's going to be in all the stores. All of them! All the stores, all the time. All day, all night. You know what time it is. Oh, good grief indeed. Let's not beat myself up too much today. So, this is where we're at. I'm torn right now. You ever look at something and you think, God damn, this thing sucks. Yeah, that's the new one. It just came. I saw it yesterday. I'm gonna watch it again, maybe today or something like that. Yes, it exists. It's Bo Burnham, and I will preface with it was shot from the start of the pandemic. It's really beautiful. No spoilies. Okay. Let's go to render. Preview AO. Let's turn on our preview AO so we can take a look at our mess. God. I pull up some reference. Definitely need to watch it. Yeah, no, it's a must. It really is. I think the only thing I would say that's no spoilers is get ready for some realism. It's great. It could be a little hard though, not gonna lie. But I think you'll love it. Okay. Okay, I think what I need to do is kind of sort what I need to merge here together. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna see something. Let me try to merge this folder together. Okay. I'm gonna try to merge this folder together. Let me turn this back on. Let's pick this color. I think what I want to do is actually like Dynamesh it together, and then I want to Z-remesh it. Let's see. Someone always expect that from him. Like his Carnage song is touching on a lot of intense feelings and such. He used to say that he never really dealt with depression or anxiety even after that song, but it's like you can't have written that song without knowing what it is firsthand. Actually, in this one, he admits it. In this special, he does admit at one point what was going on with him, because he has talked about stage anxiety, but yeah, he's sidestepped it a few times before. So yeah. But he really admits it this time, so you'll like it. It's good. It's really well done, and it's all done in one room. So it's gonna be good. Anyway, what am I doing? I am keeping groups and Z-remeshing. That's what I'm doing. I always get the feeling he was sort of playing character in interviews and was more honest in his shows. Oh yeah, absolutely. Hey, I am trending. How are you doing? Welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, always. Let's see. Okay. Hey, Rush Dark. Welcome in, everybody. You're just kind of fiddling around a little bit with what's going on here with my Carnage. Do I have a Twitch channel? I do, yes. I have a Twitch channel. You could pop over to... You can just look up IR Sculpts. Or here's a link. You could just kind of pop over there. I restream the YouTube, but Twitch is the main source. There we go. Okay. Kind of just looking at everything and critiquing it pretty harshly right now. Today is just a day. Hey, how you doing, Carrie? Ari. Welcome. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and apply that so it's at least something. I think we're gonna just keep making some more and see how that works. Okay. Let's grab this guy right here. Let's bring in a new sphere, and then let's continue making some of these and clean them up as we get closer to it. What I'm thinking... how I want to do this. Yeah, let's start here. Let's go ahead and drag out a sphere. I'm going to go ahead and put that, embed it right inside, like such. There we go. Start there. All right, let's go ahead and save it. But yeah, Kamara, it's only like, the special is only like an hour and a half, so it's not very long. Which is pretty cool. That's actually what I really like about it. Okay, I'm gonna use inflates. So I'm gonna be using a combination of Dynamesh with Sculptris Pro. So let's take that resolution. Let's actually Dynamesh it. There we go. Let's try 1500. There we go. Perfect. Just kind of inflate that a bit. Nice, I'll probably put that on and take a break from work. Me take a break? What? Once I send in my final STL. Yeah, exactly. And hey, what's up, sir? How you doing, Next Knox? It's a Next Knox. Hey, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. Welcome in. Today's just a very... most of my streams are just a chill stream, but today in particular, it's a little bit more chill. I got a work meeting in like 9, 10, 11 in about 3 hours. So let's try and adapt this size off for a second. No, I was going the right way. There we go. If you want to control your Sculptris Pro, you go up to stroke and you actually change your subdivide number. The lower it is, the better. That way you can make a big brush and still have similar reconstruction. So you're tessellating a little bit more. Yay, work meetings, I know, right? Kind of a... Oh, hold on. A wild Next Knox appears. Throw a Pokeball first. Somebody needs Cura. Okay. Let's actually grab this section right here. I think we'll give her like a little bit of a quote symbiote bikini. That way Instagram and stuff doesn't yell at me. Symbiotic market. Exactly. We artists got to get creative. Have to find the right balance with it. Yeah, absolutely. Sculptures could be kind of tricky when you're smoothing. Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, that's why I really like using the turning off adaptive size, because it's such a pain in the butt. Actually, let's move that. Let's move that over there. That way we'll just have it. Yeah, that's why I never really used a lot of Sculptris Pro, but in this case, I think it's the most ideal. You just create stuff pretty quickly. Hard part is when you're using it with Dynamesh too, and then you keep Dynameshing and then it shrinks it down. So we actually need to, let's actually go to, we could fix that. Go to Geometry, Dynamesh, turn Blur off. That'll minimize that problem. Smoldering. I think you were alluding to last night's excitement. Answers the carpet match the trace. Does, right? Yeah, there you go. Let's see, does it look? No, that doesn't look it that way. Keep that. Keep that. Look at. I'll have that follow the muscle. Wouldn't be standard anymore. Didn't like it. I want to get these a little bit more curvy. There we go. I'll probably try to do like a thick to thin inflate as well. Oh, whoops. It's another piece of that slime. Let's go here. Let's delete that folder. Let's save it as a new one. Is it like the baby born every minute trope? At any given moment, somewhere Zbrush is crashing. Yeah, pretty much. That's about right. Let's see. Trying to look at some of these pieces and see how they are gonna react. These ones are already Z-remeshed, so I really don't want to Sculptris Pro too much, but I may have to. And we could just go up a little bit. Just up the resolution. I actually don't have too many issues with Zbrush crashing. Problem. My problem program is my absolutely. Yeah. I was lazy and left my ZBrush open last night. I do this often because I hate reopening projects. But that's so bad, Next Nox. Like, if I leave ZBrush open for an extensive period of time, my quick save folder will get so full that it will crash. You just remembered me. The place I visited during the open date had a huge blackboard with a Maya crash cam. That's funny. Cool, Carnage. Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah, it's a pretty big work in progress at the moment. Trying to figure out all of this, that kind of like slime filigree that happens with her, or with him. Oh, it's a her now. But hey, appreciate the follow. Hey, John, how you doing, man? Dude, how are you? I'm doing really well. It's my last free week in the freelance game before I move over to full-time employment. So I'm pretty excited about that. So just kind of enjoying the week a little bit. How about you? How are you doing? Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm super stoked for it. There we go. Saw a meme the other day when Maya crashes, Mr. Carter Ramsey like fuck you, donkey. And then when ZBrush crashes Carter Ramsey, it's talking to a girl. Oh, or just it's good. Yeah, that's about right. And that's exactly how it is. Which is actually like my main hesitancy when I was first wanting to learn Maya. Because since I don't use it even in my professional career, I was like, why would I even bother? Okay. I think we're going to treat this kind of pupper like this a little bit. Yeah. What program do you use for live streaming? So I use OBS for live streaming, and I go into Restream, which then streams to both Twitch and YouTube. I know YouTube lags back a little bit, but yeah, I go through Restream just so I can hit both channels at the same time. Which is which is preference for me, so. Hey, son. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Yep. Okay. Let's go ahead and zero mesh it. I'm happy. I just got my Hot Toy IG-11 Star Wars droid. Yay! That's awesome, dude. I mostly go for the ZBrush Blender combo. Absolutely, yeah. Ooh. This song is just my jam. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and apply that. I'm gonna do a relax smooth. Just kind of blow that up a little bit. I'm very rough with my programs. And in turn, very rough on your hardware too. Okay. Thought that light was on for a second. That's okay. You do the same with your browsers too. Hey, what's up, Inspire? How you doing, man? Okay. I'm probably being way too pedantic with this, with these little bits. Little bits. But feels like that kind of day, so. Doing okay? What's up, everyone? Hey, what's up, Jack? How you doing? Yes. And they must bend to my will or die. Oh. My computer would just die. But that's okay. I've learned, like, with some people in cars being problematic, that's my computer system. Don't do it. You're not listening. But okay, let's actually mask that part off for a second. Actually gonna bring that pretty close. Kind of do a light attachment right there. There we go. I might do some of these on top of her too. So some of these will be extended this way, but I think I might actually add some detail directly onto the mesh of her. That will blend some of these in together so that they're not all separate. Because the more separate pieces I do, the more I'm going to have to actually, like, you know, merge and stuff. So we'll play with some textures right now, I think. What makes these suits so cool is that you could pretty much do whatever the hell you want. And as long as you follow some sort of shape, it should be okay. Carnage is such a funky character. You can almost get away with anything, which is kind of cool. So let's try some things. I'm gonna try the rake brush. So I think the rake brush is pretty cool. Why is that? Okay. That's what's happening. All right. So let's actually take intensity way, way, way down. And let's turn on lazy mouse. And then what we're gonna do, actually, you know what? I have another idea. Try to render that cat, but black is so hard to render and not crush it. Yeah. How deep are you going with your blacks? Because I would do like a cool gray. You know, maybe like maybe go into the deep blues, and then maybe kick over like something a little bit more like 32 over 30 over 38 for your RGB call out. That could get you maybe a little darker than that. Maybe 29, 28, 32. What's lazy mouse? So lazy mouse for ZBrush is the ability to actually draw clean lines. So in a sense, if you do Photoshop, it's like smooth. So what happens is, so if you go to stroke and you go to lazy mouse, and if I turn it off, it's a 1-to-1. When it's off, it's a 1-to-1 to my brush. So if I have like the damn standard, for example, you can see that it's wherever my brush is, it's exact. But when I turn on lazy mouse and then I increase the radius, I get a little tail, and I'll really exaggerate it. So you see this red tail. So I'm able to guide exactly where I want that to be based on the tail. And it allows me to make really nice decisions. Like if you want something really sharp like this, then you can be very precise with your lines. So lazy mouse just helps you get nice sharp edges and allows you to guide your brush a little bit more. So with something like this, for example, especially with certain muscle fibers, I would want to be able to actually come around and indicate some spots. And I can slow down, make adjustments, change it, adjust my pressure. It's just allowing me to make cleaner lines more efficiently without having to go back over and over again. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I know it's called a bunch of other things in some other programs, but with your lazy mouse, so let's turn on morph target. Let's store morph target. There we go. Now what I think I want to do is actually increase my, yeah, there we go. Right, my resolution, lazy mouse is up. Now I'm going to take the rake tool and I'm going to start making some of these markings like that. This is the first idea I had with it. See if it works the way I want it to. I don't want them to be too different. I don't know if I like this texture. I'm gonna try something else real quick. It's always nice to try a few things before you settle. All right. I don't know if I'm liking any of this. Which is okay. Let's see here. Skin texture on them is naturally so weird. Let me try something. I'm curious. That's noise. Ooh, this is kind of cool. Let me see something. turn that color off. My computer is screaming at me while doing this process. See if that even... What happens if I apply that to a mesh? See, that's pretty subtle. Let's see, is that for... thank you so much for the follow, Hank. I appreciate it. Is that personal work or for a contest or something like that? So it's just for personal work. That's about it. Yeah, I'm just doing personal work at the moment. I don't stream too much on any contest work or whatnot. I think I'm going to want to make each line individually. I think it's going to make it look a little bit better. All right, so let's do that. So let's go to brush. And then we're going to go to smooth. And then I like to use smooth stronger at this point because we're working at such high subdivisions. You could probably kick it down to like just the 1.2 mil. Okay, perfect. So smooth stronger just allows you to smooth more efficiently at higher subdivision levels. So you can focus on getting your detail cuts in. And I'm going to pull up my female anatomy chart real quick. Just make sure I get the look and the feel that I want of her. So trying to retain that like kind of softness, but also getting in some of these harsher lines too. Good morning, Ian. How are you doing today, sir? Hey, Quentin, how you doing, buddy? It is off. I'm off to wow. I am off to a big building coordinators meeting. I expect it to be a bloodbath. Slaughterhouse. I've heard from other directors of facilities management that their budget was cut by $20 million US. Holy crap. I don't think you ever want to hear a negative $1 million in a budget cut, let alone 20 million. So, yeah, have fun with that. Try not to scream. Yeah. Good luck. There we go. Okay. Really just trying to get these the pec striation lines in there. Get a little bit of muscle fiberish happening. Smooth it down. I'm fine. About to get into some retopo. Oh boy. Actually, you know what? I used to talk like kind of, I wouldn't say crap. I just used to like not like retopoing, and then I did a job recently that made me change my mind about it. I feel like retopo can be pretty cathartic these days. Oh, that's too much. Kind of broke the silhouette, didn't mean to. Use clay buildup. A really soft alpha. Let's go alpha 6. With a low intensity of like, yeah, like 8. I'll just help bring some of that in. There. Doesn't break the silhouette too much. Retopo is good for Zen mode. Absolutely. It's only nice when it works out for you. True sentence. And that's what happened. It did work out for me. You know, just the more you do it, the more you realize when you're making mistakes. Like anything. You know, do it enough and you start figuring it all out. Okay. So she's a little bit more muscular than the average woman. So we'll make sure we add in a little bit of pec striations right here. But I don't want to go too crazy. So we'll like make a couple cuts where the sternum would be. Something like that. But then we'll smooth it down. I'll just give it a little bit of pop. So I just posted in the art. I think your suggestions worked. Went to the purple side with both black and white. Nice. Yeah, let me see. Let me pop over there. Boop. Art stuff. Oh, nice. Yeah, that looks great, dude. Yeah. And I love that rim light. That's very subtle, but it like just makes it pop. Very cool. Yeah, much better. Yeah. Cuz that's the problem with like blacks in general, is that if you don't have enough, it can't be true black, because then it's crushed and then you won't get proper shadows on the black. So you almost have to work with a grayscale almost, and go like, you have to be more reserved than you think. It's interesting. Like even here with this black, I think, let's see. This black here, yeah, so this is like that more in the red tone because of her skin tone, but it's 28, 27, 27 blue, green. So it's leaving enough room that shadows could play on it. So that way I could cast shadows and you could still see the shadows. But yeah, black is tricky to work with. But that looked really good, Inspire. Much better. Okay. Trying to think of, with her obliques, Trying to think of how much muscle definition I want to add in there. I think based on the rib cage count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So somewhere around here. I think right in this section of a rib cage should be here. So I'm thinking, Lincoln. I'm thinking. Right in this section. Do kind of have her arched a little bit. She's kind of pressed a little bit, so her lats more back here. Need to tone this part down just a little bit. Yeah. Just do a light trim. Because the rib cage can't be past the lats. Like, it just can't. Doesn't work that way, so I want to make sure that they scoop in a little bit better. Yeah, play with some shiny material. You played with that shiny material to get the room light? Nice. Okay. Just kind of looking at the construction of this right now. So the obliques will be coming this way, which puts her lat right about there. Okay. So I think what we'll do here is we'll just add like a little bit of just a little bit of definition. Just slightly. Same, so her lat is right about there. So we're gonna take a little bit of rib cage definition and we'll carve it in just a little bit more, like such. So we'll smooth that down. So it's just a little bit of that information there. And then let's inflate where that arm is meeting the lat right in the back. Hey, how's it going? What's up, Ryan? Hello, Johnny. How you doing? Have you done a tattoo character in Zbrush? I have done markings of a character on Zbrush, and luckily it was a 1-to-1. So I just use spot projection for that. But yes, I have some experience with tattoo work in ZBrush. Okay. See, these are too black. I think. No, that's the right shade. Okay, cool. Okay. I'm actually going to go ahead and actually duplicate this. Actually, as they say. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate, hide everything except for these two, solo mode it. Let's go ahead and Z-remesh. And you know what I'm gonna do? Let's do this. I'm gonna create a poly group of this section right here. And the reason for that is it'll just help with the unwrapping. Let's turn lazy mouse on, and we'll clean this up. Kind of sharp. We'll sharpen that. Not kind of. We will. There we go. Actually, gonna switch that. Let's make a change real quick. No, let's not make a change. That's fine. All right. Gonna go ahead and Control W, different poly group. And then let's just go to deformation and polish groups. Cool. Make that a completely different color. Keep groups. And let's go ahead and zero mesh. What are you trying to achieve with the tattoo character? Gonna go ahead and crease polygroups. Sometimes it helps to keep creases. There we go. That's better. Then what we can do is we can actually come up here to smooth groups, turn off RGB, and then we can come through and just kind of smooth this out a little bit. There we go. So we have that. Now we're going to subdivide a few times. And then with the other one, we'll just go ahead and go to project. And then project color and geometry. So yeah. One of my main characters on my comic has a dragon on her back. I'm painting the dragon in Photoshop right now to put it on Zbrush. Nice. Okay, so for Zbrush, especially since you're working in Photoshop already, it's going to be really, really simple on how to approach that next part. So what you'll do... Sorry. So let's say I wanted to put a tattoo on her back. So what you'll want to end up doing is go to texture and import. And then let's find something cool. Let's cancel that real quick. So let's just call this like, let's just look up a tattoo. Oh, you know, forget it. Let's just look up like a rose. Perfect. No, that's stupid. Perfect. Okay. Something on a black background. Perfect. Okay, so what you'll want to do, let's get this image going. Just save this to my desktop right now. The first thing you'll want to do since you're in Photoshop is make sure that the background is completely black, except for your work. So I'm going to open up Photoshop right now. And this is the first time I'm opening up Photoshop on my new tablet. So what I'm going to do is actually add add Photoshop, okay. Erase, perfect. Okay. Crap. Hold on a second. What you'll want to do... One second. Let me create... Okay. All right. So the first thing you want to do is actually make sure that this background is completely black. So we can do that by just going through. Come on. There we go. Go through, select color range. Select this area here. And then from there, just kind of fill it with a full black solid color, you know, black. So that way you know that that's truly black on the background. And then we're going to go ahead and save this image out. Doesn't really matter. PSD works fine. You can even do a JPEG or a TIFF. Nice. And then what you'll do, so you'll come in here, you'll go to texture, you'll import, and you'll bring in that new PSD file. You'll select it, and then you'll hit this add to spotlight, which is this guy right here. So see, the reason why we wanted it to be a black background is now we just have that tattoo as it is. And I'm going to go ahead and... I know it's red, so let me duplicate her, and let's actually, just for demonstration purposes, make her this color. Okay. So then what you'll do is you'll place it wherever you want it. And of course, the thing to remember when it comes to spotlight projection is resolution is key. So the bigger you have it, the less pixels you have. The smaller you have it, more pixelated it can be. So I would recommend blowing it up pretty good. Something like that. And scale your model to where you want that tattoo to be. Say we want it right on her back like such. Beautiful. Okay. And then the key thing to remember is when you're on brush and then you go to sample, spotlight projection needs to be turned on, which it is by default, but sometimes I turn it off when I'm using it for just reference. So just make sure it's turned on. Then you're gonna hit Z, and then you're gonna go to spotlight radius. And you're gonna, this is set to 0 as default. By the way, thank you for the follow. You're actually gonna increase that to a good amount. Doesn't really matter, something like that. Hit Z again, and now you can see the glowing area of where the tattoo is gonna be. And just because we're painting, I'm gonna use paint, RGB 100%. And then you just start painting all over your model. Doop. And you can see here, it's a little pixelated, so you'll need to clean it up a little bit, which is pretty simple to do. But now she has a rose tattoo on her back. And what's really, really cool actually as well is if you wanted to, Let's put that spotlight projection back because I moved her. Let's just do this real quick. What's really cool is we can actually use something like the clay buildup with RGB on and intensity at like a 3. And what's really cool is you could do the same thing. This is an exaggeration, but if you use clay buildup, you can actually get that texture and that all those details. You can actually get those sculpted in. So if you wanted a tattoo that had like scarring, that would be something you can do as well to get that on there. So you can have it just as a color surface, or you can have it as a raised surface, however you decide to do it. So the quality of your picture is going to matter, and then of course the quality of the resolution of the mesh is going to matter as well. You're going to want that pretty high. I'm at 1 million. I would actually go more like 4 million. I'm painting my dragon in 4K. The higher resolution will be better. It doesn't matter. No, the higher resolution will matter, but for tattoo work or any type of texture color like this, it might be better to go to your documents and increase your viewport resolution when you're ready, and then higher mesh. But don't go over 4K. It's not really gonna matter so much. Now I'm gonna have a rose tattoo stuck in my head all day. Exactly. Exactly. It's also assuming you're keeping the poly paint. Correct, yeah. Yep. But this is where the raised part can come in too, because if you're gonna take this into like Substance Painter, having a guideline could be pretty helpful. Depends on what your project is at the end of the day. If it doesn't really break the silhouette, maybe not as necessary, but it's also a good way to see how we got rose petal textures in her skin, so you can use Spotlight for that as well. I mean, I used to use only Photoshop for everything, but I'm a lazy person, so I thought sculpting a character instead of painting it a lot of times would be more easy. Yeah, I guess it depends on your... I guess it just depends on your approach. I use Photoshop all the time too. But hopefully I gave you an idea of how you would want to approach tattoo work in ZBrush. I would rely heavily on spotlight projection. You can even rely heavily on spotlight projection for texturing as well. So at the end of the day, it's all about what it is you want to achieve, and then go from there. Okay. All right. Now when I'm done, okay. So let's get rid of that. Turn spotlight off. Come on. Now it doesn't want to get rid of it. Okay. Perfect. All right. You can check on ArtStation one of my paintings if you want. Called Jonathan. Yeah, I'll take a look at it. I would love to see your work. I'll look you up right now. Search artist. Ooh, that's cool. Nice. Very cool, man. I like this. I really like the hair on this. I like that. That's cool. Good job, man. Hey, thank you for the follow. So yeah. Very Final Fantasy. Yep, I love it. It was cool. Okay, let's get some texturing done on her the rest of the way. I kind of need to build up her. I need to build up her forearms a little bit more. She's just a little too. No, not RGB. Just a little too flat, muscular wise. Did you find any info for the 2D stuff useful yesterday? I did, Ryan. Dude, you went total ham on that, and I loved it. I got lost going through it because I was also like just distracted with everything else. But I really liked everything that you showcased yesterday, and holy crap, dude! If you guys are curious what we're talking about, yesterday, Ryan, did he put it in the artworks? I think he put it in the artwork, or no, he put it in Zbrush. Yesterday, Ryan discovered really in-depth how to handle the 2.5D. It came up yesterday in a conversation here, and dude, this was sick, man. It was really, really cool. So everything that you posted, man, and I loved it. I got lost, to be honest, and I was like, I'm not gonna try it right now. But to see it be done, it means I'm gonna dive in and see what we could do with it. So yeah, very, very cool. So Ryan, really love that you took that you took that by the horns and just like beat it into submission, and I freaking love it, dude. So I'm planning on going through this more and more. Hey, what's up, Dark Knight? Thanks, the one with the tattoos, the red-haired girl. Nice, man, nice. Ooh, lordy. What was I doing here? Have you ever seen such beautiful brokenness before? Wow. Let's inflate these fingers a bit. Let's get this fixed. Alright, so let's Z-remesh this. How do you learn to sculpt anatomy? That's a great question, and there's 100 different ways to approach it, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna say that reference is really key. Yeah, absolutely. I can share my Discord. Reference is key for everything. Hey, Kamara, thanks. So one of the things that you have to kind of keep in mind when you're studying anatomy is that you're going to want to look up everything about the human body and the poses and the muscle structure. So start with your generic reference. I use bodybuilders for 90% of my reference for muscle placement, as well as an écrochet. So I got this one from Raffaele Grassetti because it's completely free. But if you can get your hands on a physical écrochet, that has a skeletal structure as well as a muscular structure, then you can see how everything connects, and you really just want to pay attention to a lot of that. The names aren't super important to learn anatomy, although it can be helpful if you are somebody who likes to put names to things. It definitely can be helpful, but having something that you can hold, or even just going to Anatomy for Sculptors. So if you were to go to Google, which I'll show, if I can just, let me just drop it over here. There we go. If you were to go to Google and then type in Anatomy for Sculptors, there's an amazing book. I highly recommend this because it breaks everything down. And I have this book, and it basically talks about your basic forms, shapes, and then how they correspond with each other. You know, an arm is like a chain link. You know, the width and shapes of the arms. Eyes even, how to draw proper eyes. Knowing how to draw the proper eyes and the shapes will allow you to actually get better forms. So this book pays for itself over and over again. So, and what I like about this is Anatomy for Sculptors. It covers traditional sculpting mainly, but it gives you all the things you need for digital sculpting. So, yeah. And they have a where is it? They have a PDF version that's, yeah, like $44. But this book is intense. And it's really the only book you'll ever need. But if you want to go through, you can even go through YouTube and look up Proco. That's another one. So if you go to YouTube, type in Proco. Now, Proco does a lot more 2D work, but the anatomy is the same. The way they cover the anatomy, the structures, you can utilize all of this stuff. I think there's some sculpting stuff in here too. Yeah, like this one right here. This is a great one. I'll copy and paste this video because they actually are using Zbrush and they're using reference and trying to match forms. So it's all about just going through, matching it, making sure it's something that'll be awesome. All right, Inspire, no worries, dude. So, Anatomy for Sculptors, Proco, your top ones. And then just study anatomy in general. You know, type in YouTube and then just do just type in Anatomy for Beginners. And then you can get some pretty basic videos that talk about anatomy as a whole, see how the muscles work. Just start going over it. You don't have to go into super crazy system. Even muscle anatomy. Yeah, here you go. The muscles in song form. I'm a big component of muscles in song form. You'd be surprised how quickly it is to pick that stuff up. So, there's a lot of good resources, but a lot of it is going to be that visual appeal. This ninja nerd, really good guy. If you want to check his stuff out, highly recommended. He covers more medical anatomy, but that's going to help you out so much as well. So there's just a lot of way to approach it. At the end of the day, it's just a lot of time that you're going to have to invest into just studying it and then applying it. But even still, I have all my reference here from different poses, and I pick up models, fitness models as well, because they're lean enough to see the pose structure, to see the volume and proportions, even odd poses like how does the body move when it's tweaked this way, which you can see a correlation here between how her hip is popping out. So little things like that. And then, of course, at the end of the day, when you fail, try again. But yeah, not a problem. Absolutely. Enrique. Yeah, it's just a lot of time. I've been studying anatomy pretty heavily for the last year, more aggressively in the last few months, just because for me anatomy is Like, it's like a lifelong journey. You're never gonna get it 100% until you put in a lot of time and effort. And then once you understand the basic forms, it starts becoming a little bit easier. And then after a few years of that, it just kind of, it all comes together. But you'll make mistakes. I mean, look at how ugly this hand is. So you just gotta then just kind of see where you made a mistake, and then you just kind of go back and you fix it. That's really most of it. Sculpting is placing stuff out and then fixing it. Okay, you know what what I want to do with this? So I need to take this one. Let's take this one, and I'm going to delete hidden on the rest. I'm going to take this guy. Yeah. It's a total language. Yeah. And watch other sculptors as well. Honestly, the guy I would watch the most is Spicer. You want to learn anatomy really, really well? Spicer's your man. So check this out. I don't usually plug a lot of stuff, but I highly believe in this. And if you're really interested in upping your anatomy game, over at XMD, Spicer McLeroy. So he has a course. One second. He has a mentorship, but he also has just an on-demand course. If you're looking for something really cool, check this course out. And if you're interested, I can get you 25% off on that course. That course is usually like $300 and something, but I can get you 25% off if you just join my Discord. I'm partnered with Spicer. Join the Discord. There is a link in the Discord that will take you to a code, IRBEST25, IRBEST25, I think it is. There you go. Even if you don't join the Discord, it just told you what it was. But he goes through everything. Everything. You'll come out an anatomy guru at the end of that. So yeah, if you come down to my Discord, you go to Education and Deals, ZBHO Dojo, IRBEST25, 25% off that course. So there you go. Yes, my anatomy sculpting has leveled up so much in the last 2 months from Spicer's mentorship. Highly recommended. Yep, absolutely. Exercise can help too. Understanding your own anatomy is working. Absolutely. Yeah, I started getting into bodybuilding, getting into shape, just working out, enjoying myself, and that is super helpful. Especially since bodybuilders definitely they talk the anatomy game quite a bit, because they kind of have to. Okay. So hopefully all that was helpful. But I do highly recommend the Anatomy for Sculptors for sure. But if you're looking for guidance, Spicer's your man. He is your man with a plan. I'm going to clip this section right there. Okay. What we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead and Z-remesh this. There we go. Keep groups, Z-remesh. Yeah. So Enrique, hopefully that was helpful for you, man. Yep, absolutely. Well, a little trick would be to, if you were to join his course, do the especially if money's tight, do the course itself, get it, and then from there, join his Pixelogic streams. He does critiques from time to time too, so you could get a live critique from him on his Pixo streams if you're part of his Discord server. So, just food for thought. Just food for thought. But he does critiques all the time for his Dojo Warriors, and I highly recommend it. But if you definitely want that one-on-one, he offers that too. There we go. Yep. And Spicer's an amazing dude. He's one of my cool friends. You gotta love him. The Spicer is us. Alright. Okay. Let's go ahead and do auto groups. Oh, you know what, too? I'm going to give you one more free resource. If you're still here. If you didn't run away. I have all the answers. I have it all. Zygote 3D body. You want to go through anatomy relatively well? Here is another free source. Zygote. Where you can break down the muscle structure all the way to the bone structure, all the way to the nervous system, to just the brain. Just be careful because there is nudity with this. So I recommend sticking with the female version because the male version has a little bit of genitalia that Twitch doesn't like. But you can scrub through pretty quickly, but you'd be surprised because the male anatomy has a little bit more hanging, but for personal use, it's a great thing to do. So there's also that. We got it all day, all night. You know what time it is. So we got it all on UHF. Thank you so much, Next Knox. You know where my heart's at, buddy. That was a stretch. I'm so glad you picked that up. All right. All right. So we need to do the final remesh of life, liberty, and all that good stuff. I'm going to need to stitch all that together. So let's go ahead and merge this down. Bloop. Let's turn everything off. Let's duplicate it. Because we're going to have to stitch this together. Because there's just no way this is going to work without doing that. And there we go. That's correct. Let's get that more like that. Let's take that back face mask. Let's get those knuckles in there. And then I like to add the bones. They all attach right this way, straight into the wrist. They come together like a bad habit. Go. Okay. So a little wrist bone right there, that little wrist action. Might be sticking out a little too much. There we go. Okay. Now we have something as grotesque as this, which is totally fine. I'm going to go ahead and delete the first one because we made a lot of changes to this one. We'll duplicate it. Solo mode, turn this bad boy off, and then let's Z remesh. So here's the thing, we're at 1.2 million. So we're gonna take this down to 10. And we're gonna go ahead and actually, before we do that, perfect. We're gonna go ahead and hit our gizmo, recenter that, come here, click this guy, no. We're going to go to remesh by union. We're going to stitch that hand to that body. Which is right there. So that hand now gets stitched to that body, which is what we want. I'm going to go ahead and hit Q. If you really want to make sure this is actually stitched well to the body, go ahead and hit smooth, turn on Sculptris Pro, turn intensity all the way off, and just quickly Sculptris Pro the stitched together like such. And then you just go ahead and Z remesh that. We don't need to keep groups, but we'll Z remesh that. Am I going to do project mesh? Yes, I will. Woo, sexy hips. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's not as intimidating as it sounds. It's a lot of repeating patterns. Yeah. Anatomy is a... How do I put this? Anatomy is not super complex. It's just slightly misunderstood. A body in motion is probably... Posing is more difficult than the anatomy portion, because then you got to be more aware of how the muscles deform. All right. But not impossible. Okay, perfect. So that's stitched together now. That's what we want. And now we're going to project mesh. So this might get a little funky dunky. So I'm going to go ahead and merge hit Control D a few times just to get a higher resolution. Yeah, let's do that. And now we're going to go ahead and hit project geometry and color. Distance 0.02. I don't touch any of this typically. Usually I leave this alone. And just hit project all. It's gonna probably hit the stream for a second. Nice. Okay. So we have some errors. Okay, let's back it up. So, have some errors. So what we're going to do is let's go back, close holes, and let's increase this at like 20. So a lot of times if you're erroring out, it's just a bad Z remesh. Just go back and increase your Z. I really like how Spicer was trying to shift perspectives last night, saying don't think about the pose, think about the motion. Yep, absolutely. It's all about the motion in the ocean, guys. There we go. Hey, thank you so much for the follow, sir. So yeah, so now we got this. Let's go back. Project all. First, I'm going to close holes. I'm going to make sure. Then I'm going to go up a couple times. And then we're going to go ahead and project. And there it is. So this was our original with the hand kind of attached, and now this is the way it is. We'll have to fix a few things, but that's okay. There's always a little bit of fix that has to happen. Something like this, you just come in, smooth that wrist down a little bit, go up in subdivision, smooth that wrist down, go up in subdivision, smooth that back down. Let's make sure nowhere else broke. Which looks like it's pretty good. There we go. Let's take the paintbrush, grab this color. Yeah, there we go. Smooth that down, paint that in. Beautiful. There we go. There we go. I'm sculpting a brick in Super Sculpty 1/6 scale. Ooh, nice. What's up, y'all? What's up, Blake? How you doing? Doing well, man. Doing well. All right, so this is our original. Came out pretty nice. I'm going to go ahead and actually cube this down to nothing. You're thinking, why am I doing that? Because I don't like to keep too many of the same model duplicates. I like to keep that on top. We'll actually rename this body. Boop. And now we can go ahead and rename this number 9. Oh yeah. All right, I'm gonna take my sweater off 1 second. That's where we are. Be right back. All right, got about another hour before I gotta start getting ready for meetings. Yep. It's getting hot in here. Yep, so. Alright. Alright, now we can start focusing on some texturing and stuff like that. Should we have a good amount to work with here? Just using the inflate brush for a good chunk of this. There we go. Perfect. So while some of this will be its own geometry, other portions of this will be actually on the surface detail. So we can go ahead and correct some of this. I'm gonna use backface mask to thicken some of these areas up. All right. Beautiful. Back face. Pull some of that down. Like such. And we'll pull some of this out. There we go. All right. Let's work on this. Let's go ahead and just apply Z-remesh this. I was using dynamic subdivision, but we're going to be texturing now, so... So we're going to add all these kind of funky little lines, which will give us some weird bumps that we want. Let's actually go up in resolution a little bit. Go. Now I'm going to use the clay brush for this part. Just too aggressive. Let's back it up a little bit. Let's see. Let's go to brush. Let's go to depth. Let's do a depth mask. I think I want to bring this up and bring this down. I do want to do something like that. Okay. Nope. What's really cool is if you mess something up and you're not quite sure what's going on, just go to brush and then just hit reset all brushes. That typically will reset everything you do. So if you don't like it, you could just reset that. There we go. I made an adjustment I didn't really like. If you don't know where you put it from, just do that. There you go. Okay, let's actually go smooth. Yeah, smooth is fine. RGB down. Oh, shibby dibby! I just realized I should pick up some clear resin and some purple pigment for my Chamberlain. Ooh, yes! Heck yeah, dude. It's okay, this, I just realized I need to get some resin I need to get resin soon too, because the Master Sword project I did over on Pixelogic stream, I'm going to be prepping that this weekend, and then after the prep, I'm going to release the file for people to have it for free. So people can go and print their own Master Sword in Korok if they want. But I need to test it, so I'm going to have to get some resin. I mean, I have some clear purple, like smoky black resin, but I guess I could just finish that bottle off. But I'm gonna need more soon. Okay, I'm gonna use turn back face on. Okay, back face is actually screwing me up a little bit. There we go. Just finished the supports last night. What a freaking nightmare. All that lace. Yeah, dude. That's half the fun, man. That's half the fun. All that lace and... It looks great though, man. Alright. What's up, that lazy mouse? All right. So now we got kind of like a little bit of some chunkiness. Let's actually take the clay buildup for the backside, which makes it a little bit rougher. Do alpha 6. And now we'll do back face on that. Drop that intensity down. I'm gonna run through and kind of thicken this up a little bit on the backside. Yeah, dude. Oh man, that's one hell of a sculpt, brother. How long did it take you to do that piece? go. A little bit grittier on the backside. And take the move brush. Let's take back face. Actually, I'm going to take move infinite. Kind of get the profile version of it. And let's actually grab the mass lasso. There we go. 4 days, something like that. Nice. Wait, 4 solid days? Like 4 8-hour days? Or do you really put your back into it? You packed in a lot of detail, man. That's the cool part. Alright. Let's take the standard brush. Let's take the spray brush. Let's take the Alpha 60 brush. Set this to subtract. Nice big clean brush. I'm going to mask off the center. Like that. So I can focus on detailing only the side I want, and then we'll flip it over. Wow, my eye just got like really itchy. Okay, let's also turn back face on so we don't accidentally hit the backside. Now we're just gonna paint sideways. Just back this up a little bit. Let's go up in resolution. Remask that off. That resolution is important. Let's get in some choppiness happening. There we go. Ah, I don't really track time very well, but it was balanced doing all my other actual work. Nice. Most of the detail, though, is just common curve brushes. It wasn't really anything fancy. I know, it just looks good. It looks so good, man. I feel like I build things together really, really fast as a sculptor. Like, I get the concept down very quickly, and then I spend like 20 years on the detail. Okay, maybe not 20 years, but you know what I mean? Like, I feel like, for me, detailing, I, like, slow down immensely. That's something I want to speed up in my workflow, personally, is, like, getting more detail-oriented. Which, you know, I think that just takes time. There we go, we're gonna flip that. Drop down the resolution just a little bit. Go. Woohoo, look at that tongue. Looks gross as shit. Yeah, it's the same. It's the custom brushes. That's the secret. I know, right? Okay. Now we're going to take this and do a Alpha 7. I'm going to do an add. Put some bumpies here. All over the place. Yeah. Some subtractive ones. And then some positive ones. Boo, boo, boo. I like to take the move brush. Really small. Exaggerate some my own on the normal. Getting good with those curves, nice. For a lot of the like lumpy growths on the face, I used your inflate with alpha and spray technique you did with your water dragon. Nice. Yay. Yeah, that's like my go-to move. It's like the one thing I do a lot of. I'm glad that's helpful, man. It's a good way to just get some of that texture. All right, let's drag this. Now we're going to take the topology move brush and drop that resolution down. Make it really big. I'm going to reshape this. Go. All right. All right. I think it was a great idea, Venom and Carnage, but I never understood how their body works. I mean, they just change the human body or it's never explained. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Venom and Carnage are just based off of human characters, but because they're alien slime symbiote, they just kind of take control of whatever. So when doing something like Venom or Carnage, just focus mainly on the human body silhouette, and then from there, the face structure is just big, bulgy eyes, giant mouths. The hardest part with them, in particular, is getting the jaw hinge and the rest of the head correct. I'm still working on that a little bit. I think it needs to be critiqued. But ultimately, yeah, most of it is just human shapes if you're going for that human figure. Ooh, Emmy, what's happening? This is gorgeous again. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's coming. I'm happy with it a little bit, and I'm nitpicking the crap out of it the rest. You know, as one tends to do, right? How are you, Emmy? Everybody, shout out to Emmy. Emmy the Geek is amazing, talented artist. You guys got to go check her out. Bloop. She also streams. Heck yeah, man. Love these tricks to speed things up. Heck yeah. Doing alright, nursing an earache currently, but I'll survive. Waiting for my antibiotics to kick in. Oh no. Shit. I'm sorry to hear that. Those are no fun. Okay. Alright, so that's the tongue. For now. Actually, let's do one more thing with it real quick. We're gonna paint it. Let's just paint it real quick. So we'll do a base poly paint. So that's really cool. I like to use this trick a lot. Ambient Occlusion. I'm gonna turn that on. So with Zebra, oh man, hold on. Okay, with the Z plugin, Ambient Occlusion is like a really nice masking feature. So we can actually come in here and grab this darker color. We'll kind of move it into the cooler shades, invert it, Control H to hide. And we'll fill that to give the shadows something to pop on, that they look pretty natural. And now we're going to take that same color and apply some pinkish tones to it. And we're going to do a little splotchy. So we're going to do a color spray with a spray alpha 7. Hey, no fun. It doesn't help to wear headphones. So yeah, I have to resist the urge to game. Oh no. Yeah. That's tough. Okay. Gonna do a little bit of RGB intensity here. So I still have that mask selected. I'm gonna add some pink tone to this. Start bringing this alive. Just ordered a new PC, but I expect it's gonna take weeks or months because the GPU shortage. Ooh, what PC did you order? You going full Ryzen? Did you get a Threadripper? Yeah, it's gonna take a while though. Unfortunately, ordering new PCs these days are very difficult. Okay. Now we're going to get some blues. So check this out. We're going to do that color spray, but we're going to go with an alpha 60. We're going to get kind of a purplish... Let's see here. RGB intense up, drawing size. Okay, actually we're going to go with a drag. There we go. Let's actually hit more towards the blue. And then we're actually going to hit add. So we get some veins happening, but they're going to be subtle. Hit 1 again for a little bit of detail. We're just going to place a couple down. Turn back face mask on. We're going to place a couple where we need them to be. Like that. Yeah, the most expensive part's the GPU. Yeah, Threadripper is too pricey. I want one so bad though, Emmy. I need a Threadripper in my life. I feel like that's what Zbrush. You need Threadrippers. Okay. Now I'm going to take the standard brush, move this to dots, and move this to a basic alpha. I'm going to do kind of a... Actually, let's go a little bit gross. Let's go green. Oh, nice. There we go. RGB. Okay, we're gonna go kind of small with a heavy intensity. So it'll be something like 25 with an RGB color more. There we go. I never use all those CPU cores anyway. I'd rather I render with GPU. Yeah. But imagine all the ZBrushing with all those cores. Those beautiful cores. There we go. Get that one sticking out really grotesquely. Grotesque-ish. There we go. And yes, I am going over some of the purple spots with that green again. That gives you just a different tone. Frida! Crashes if it uses all of them. Yeah. You have to adjust your settings for ZBrush for Threadripper. That's okay. I want it! Hey, what's up, Witch Cat? I want it! I think my machine's going to be super happy here in a little bit because it won't be on all the time. I think my machine is going to be like, oh my god, thank you. So I'll be happy when I turn it on because I'll be not working on it so much. There we go. There we go. That's better. Hey, it's better. All right. Let's texture. I think we need to texture this Carnage head the rest of the way. I want to find a better reference jaw connection point with him real quick though, because I feel like I've kind of screwed this up a little bit. And like we were talking about with anatomy earlier, anatomy is put it in place and then fix it till it's right. So go Marvel Carnage. I want to go character sheet. Sometimes you get lucky and you find character sheets. Oh, thank God. Yay! They really did just go cheap with him. Okay, let's look at some statues real quick and let's see. Okay, more puffier outside. Yeah, see, very cylindrical. I feel like I want to go even thinner with her face a little bit. Okay. Let's fix it. Yeah, okay, that's a nice taper, but now what I want to do is kind of add in like there's muscles on her jaw a little bit. So I think I need to kind of come around. Because my laptop has been pretty much a desktop. Screwed up the low back. Oh, no. And it bloated. Ugh. So that's the reason why I'm getting a new PC. Well, yay to new PCs, Emmy. You need a new PC. You deserve it. And if I don't know if it would help, but if it does help, tell them that I said they can expedite it. Tell them to expedite it because IR said so. God, I wish I. Can you imagine being? Can you imagine being like that, having that kind of like authority? Okay. Draw size. So let's actually use the clay brush. Let's get some of that neck bulging up here a little bit. Lurk. All right. Not sure I want to be a PC. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, let's see. So we want to make sure that these are near the same. And let's do this. Let's go down a little bit. I think I need to clean some of this up. This connection here is a little funky. We'll fix this. For a sec, I thought, what if she's licking the sword? Ooh, nice. Give me a second. just want to see something real quick. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. All right, so request from Kari. Here we go. Ready? This is what we're gonna do. This is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna duplicate this tongue real quick. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and engulf this. I'm gonna drop this down quite a bit. Really fade the crap out of it. There we go. Boop. We'll have to retexture it. Greetings! And then the tongue explodes. Yep, exactly. But you know, it wasn't hard texturing that tongue. There you go. There's a big end of window right there. Let's do it. Let's now save this. I'm going to try something. I've never done this before. But I'm going to try it. Because it's the same geometry, right? So I'm going to drop this down to the lowest subdivision. I'm going to delete higher. And now I'm going to go ahead and do a relax smooth. So for those of you who don't know, a relax smooth is just holding shift, starting to smooth, and let go. And you do a relax smooth. And that resets a lot of that geometry in its natural position. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and actually just fill this with a base color. Actually, it doesn't really matter. So we got something like this. What's up, Painted Dragon? Hello. I'm going to go through this a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and hit project. And then life just breaks. Actually, let's see something. Nope, doesn't work. Okay, doesn't matter. We'll retexture it. It was worth it. I'm gonna go ahead and delete this one. Let's go up in subdivision a little bit. Let's redo it. By the way, awesome friggin' idea. Don't mind me just saying hi, going back to lurking. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it. Go back to lurking. I appreciate you being here. Look great. Ship it. Okay, so let's actually do me a solid. Let's delete lower. Let's go to 10, and then let's Z-remesh it. And then let's retexture it. I 100% love that idea. There we go. Now we have better geometry to play with. And we gotta follow the tongue's orientation. So we're gonna kick it up to about 2 million. Turn lazy mouse on. You guys have like the best ideas on the planet. I think it took the whole thing to a new level. It absolutely did. I mean, yeah. I was afraid you were going to like adjust the whole arm. No. No. I already adjusted the arm as far as I want to take it. To be fair, I'm actually very much... Hey, thank you so much, Leviathan. I'm very much happy with where the arm placement and stuff is. Do you want to actually kind of bring some of that back down? It doesn't look like it's piercing into her body. So yeah. Like that. Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about. All right, let's get this thing textured one more time. All right, we're gonna do the full color. So we're gonna fill that color right there. And then you guys know the drill, so we're gonna take the damn standard. And we're gonna cut in those marks on where all that would be. And this is what I do like about the new version of Zbrush is you can hide a bunch of geometry, and it doesn't worry about it doesn't show you the lowest subdivision anymore. It keeps it at the highest subdivision of that, so you can work. Go ahead and utilize this a lot. Anything noteworthy in the latest version, 0.6? Yes, actually, new brushes, my friend. New chisel brushes. Chisel Organic, I think, is a big one. Chisel Rec, Chisel Shapes. I'm actually, for texturing Carnage, I'm going to be looking at these brushes here in 1 second. Because we have a few minutes. I have 11:30 meeting today, but I think we can get to it here in a second. Pausing me to speed up a little bit more. In a good way. But practice makes permanent, so this was really such a badass idea that I had to do it. Alright. I'm gonna take the clay brush, turn on that back face. Actually, I don't need to do that. Actually, you know what? Let me see something. I think we're gonna do clay buildup. Yeah, let's do clay buildup, back face turned on, increase that intensity. Yeah, there we go. But outside of that, your typical bug fixes are there. And then, what else? There was something else. Can't remember at the time. There's something else I really, really liked about it. And I'm drawing a blank on all of a sudden. But ultimately, new brushes, and then some bug fixes. But if you don't use chisel brushes a lot, it's VDM. Yeah, there's Sculptress Pro updates. There it is. Sculptress Pro updates with VDM brushes, so you can generate better topology, or at least have better looking surface. Um, so they have better control there. That's what it was. It's like I knew it was something. Yeah, I read the list. I just not had a chance to get in and test. Yeah, I haven't really tested a lot of the newer features either. To be fair, I don't really do that too often. I usually like wait like a rendition or two before I really get in there. Clay buildup made it look way more muscly. That the word? Muscular? Muscular? But ultimately, I think the update's gonna. I think the update is itself pretty decent. I'm never really disappointed with an update, if I'm being honest with myself. I would like to see them maybe support or change a few things with like the mirror and weld functionality. There's a few functions I wish they could go back and change, but some of it I think is too infrastructure-ish that it causes more problems to fix than it would anything else. Okay. I'm going to take clay tubes for a second. I'm going to turn on Lazy Mouse. We can't do it all in one stroke. It's just impossible. But I do want to come in here and bring some of this up a little bit. And then I'm going to smooth it really good with Smooth Stronger. So let's actually go up to the spotlight, brush, and Smooth Stronger. Let's actually drop that focal a little bit. So give us a little bit more meat. Yeah, I read the list. Nice to see a big loss of fixes with each release. Yeah, a big list of fixes with each release. I'd like Boolean to append a new piece straight back into the open tool. Ooh, that would be really nice. Okay, let's go ahead and grab this. Let's actually drop subdivisions pretty well. Let's scale that down just a little bit. There we go. Okay. A piece of her head is a little busted. Turn off the paint for a second. There we go. All right. Car, are you still here? That was the best idea. I freaking love it. It like really pulls it together. Great freaking job. Great suggestion. I 100% love it. I'm gonna bring that tip up just a little bit. Yeah, the rock really pulls the room together. Absolutely, it does. Absolutely. It really ties the room together. Take that move infinite for a second, and I'm gonna pull it back. Seriously, guys, sometimes it takes a village, man. Yeah, look at that. Oh, shit. Now, I put it on the blade on purpose. Why? Because I'm freaking crazy, that's why. No. You guys know why. You know why. I'm gonna insert that. Blade blood. Woo, my caps lock is on. Yep, nice one. Absolutely. Fan-freaking-tastic. Whoa, soft concrete? Shit, that's not the brush I wanted. Oh my stars. I can't push anything today. Because Carnage, exactly. Because Carnage is freaking sadistic. So let's actually place this more in there like such. And then we'll add in a little bit of And we'll fix that a little bit more. But let's actually get that a little bit more blood red. Just for now. And we'll fix that after the fact. For right now, that should be fine. Whee! Alright. Yeah, that jaw's looking better. Oh, that's looking so much better. Okay, great. Okay, we still got a lot of painting to do. So let's take the paintbrush, let's put dots, let's put this. Let's go with a kind of a darker black. Turn off add. You don't need backface on there anymore. Just get that in there for now. There we go. There. Really ties the room together for sure now. All right, let's finish texturing the tongue real quick. So let's take the standard brush, drag rec, nope, not drag rec, spray, and alpha 7. Nope, lied to you. Alpha 60. Now mask lasso. And let's mask off the center half of the room. Make sure, ooh, that's a lot of twisting and turning. No RGB needs to be done or harmed in this. Go back over with all these lines. That one adjustment adds so much story. She's no longer just standing there posing, but walking away from her massive massacre. Yeah, no, it's great. I freaking love it. So that's the thing, I mean, you know. Sitting there staring at your work long enough, and sometimes it's like something is wrong, but you don't know what, and you're trying to figure it out. And the beauty part about being in the artist community is that we help each other out. And I love that you guys have such creative ideas. That's my one weakness as an artist, like major weakness as an artist, is being able to conceptualize on the fly. And I'm definitely wanting to create that or build that more and more. It's definitely something I want to get better at doing. think I need to take like a concepting class or something. That would be really cool. Yeah, like a think tank, brainstorming power. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and hit smooth peaks. So one of my favorite ways to smooth something down. Ask Ryan. Okay. Nice. I'm actually gonna do one thing different. I'm gonna take the contrast brush. How much time we got? Got a couple minutes? Okay, so I want to take the contrast brush, contrast delta. And I'm gonna boost up these cuts. Now we'll take clay tubes, drop that intensity down a little bit. Kind of fluff that up a little bit. What do you mean by a concepting class? So there are people who teach like how to develop the conceptualization, if that's the word. It's you know how you have concept artists who learn how to paint, draw, sketch, and develop what to look for. So there's classes that, you know, there are people who teach how to learn how to concept or conceptualize an idea, and how to make it look good at the same time. So, like, I would love to pick the brain of a concept artist, because for me, I know one of my biggest weaknesses as an artist is not being able to fully flesh out certain ideas. And so, yeah. So I would like to kind of get to that point. Nexnox actually took one a while ago. He said he struggled in it a little bit, but since then I've seen his work improve drastically. So definitely something to kind of like keep in mind. Yeah. Essentially, Ryan, yeah, how to explore an idea. And I know a lot of it is practice. I know a lot of it is just, you know, learn by doing. But at the same time, I'm sure it would help even on approaches. So, you know, just thoughts. Okay. So I'm going to take this intensity. I'm going to come up. I'm going to connect some of these together like we did before. Hit one on the keyboard for some of these. Go a little bit smaller. Okay. Now let's take that. What's up, Rodeska? Hello, everybody! Shout out to Rodeska again, because he's awesome, and you know it. Oh, if I could spell. Your class was with Christian Gosset or Ghosh. Great guy, nice. No, you're awesome. How you doing, buddy? Welcome in, welcome in. We had a brilliant idea of what to do with this tongue, and I'm in love with it. So, another massive shout out to Kari. Awesome idea. So, really brought the room together. I wasn't going to bring this up yet, but I'm actually working on a series with another Ian. Ironically, doing exactly that. Well, shenanigans, man. That's awesome. Yeah, that's my goal as an artist now, is to, you know, besides continuing your craft, trying to get things looking really good, you know, a lot of it is, I want to start being able to conceptualize an idea. So concept with sculpting. And I think it'll really force me to grow and think outside the box. I have a very methodical way of doing things. And I want to improve upon that entire idea. So I need to get better at that. That's something I want to get better at. Some of the artists that I really follow and aspire to be, you know, on their level one day, definitely they have that ability. You know, I know a lot of it too is time. I highly recommend that to everyone here. Watch this if you haven't already. Oh, let me click it. What is it? Oh, okay, great. Just everything on here? Or is there something, is there one in particular? I'll post on the Discord as well. It helps, I think, about how you design a protagonist and an antagonist. Nice. Dude, thanks so much, man. Yep, start at the top. Sweet. Dude, your work is awesome. I aspire to be at your level. Thanks, brother. Thanks, man. Don't stop. Can't stop the beat. Okay, Painted Dragon. If you're still here, let's explore some of these brushes now. So they've always had creature brushes, but I think the new one is this chiseled organic brush. And it looks like they have like animal faces, animal mouths, anime eyebrows, and anime eyes. Oh my god. Wow. Did Daisuke have an influence on them? Abstract. Let's do abstract 12. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. Okay, so here's the cool thing. So for what's new with ZBrush, you see how like this is a VDM brush, and you see how it's stretching that topology? I could turn on. Oh, it's not gonna let you? What the frick? I thought you could. Ah, maybe I'm wrong. Forget it. Back up. Inspire. Thought you'd never get to it. Yeah. Your work is amazing. You don't need to compare because you're on the level already. Just keeping us all inspired with wholesome and totally awesome arts. Oh, Deska. Stop trying to make me blush. How would you cut the tongue to print? Oh, that's a great question. So to print this, what I would do is cut it at the head. So I would cut her here. Let me come back for a second. So I would actually cut her head off. Boop. And the tongue and the head, possibly one piece. However, maybe the tongue would be a separate piece. But the idea is that this tongue would essentially slide on. It would actually rest. It would actually rest on the blade and attach in the mouth. So that way it's not actually attached. That's how I would do it. I would leave enough room just like that so that it would slide over and maybe rest. And it would, main connection point would be right here in her mouth. My cheeks are now the perfect shade of Carnage. Yeah. Okay. So let's go back to the chiseled organic. So yeah, this is one of those things you can basically grab these. Like, check this out. Like, they have, you know, you got an anime eye you can utilize. Of course, the resolution is key. Look, you can put a mouth in there. So now you can have a mouth bag. Like, actually, this stuff is probably for concepting. Oh, that's really gross. This stuff would be used really well for concepting sad, happy, sad, happy, sad. You know who probably did already a video on it is, I'm gonna go ahead and, ooh, that was a tongue with a mouth. Do you see that shit? I think Pablo Munoz did something, but look, so check this out. So you can just start, like, they've done a lot. I heard a weird thing. You should be able to turn Sculptress on with VDM brushes. Yeah, that's the thing. So I think it's because I have multiple subdivisions. So what I'd have to do is, just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to duplicate, delete lower. Now turn on Sculptress Pro. That's what it is. And there you go. Now Sculptress Pro has that VDM capability. I forget you can't do that with subdivisions because they don't want you to. But now with Sculptress Pro, so you would want to go up to Stroke, Sculptress Pro, and make sure you have a good adaptive size turned on so that you get some good details. I just kicked this to 13 million. So, you know, be careful with that. Now, personally, I still don't really care for Sculptress Pro when it comes to certain functionalities, but that's just me. There you go. Just like that. Nah! ArtStation notifications. Maybe, yeah, that was... Hey, thank you guys for the follow, I appreciate it. Alright, J-Crew, there it is. Yep. So yeah, so you'll have to have Sculptress... If you want Sculptress Pro, you can use it. Give her little bunny ears. That's so stupid. Alright, so anyway, they have eyes, mouths, noses. They have all sorts of really cool stuff. So, yeah, you can really use... Ooh, they have fur. Oh, shut up. Okay, cool. They got fur. I'm going to be using the crap out of that now. An ogre mouth. So, okay, so they got a lot of that. I think there's also a new chiseled brush. I think there's another chiseled brush as well. Who needs to learn anatomy? No, carry on. Exactly. Who needs to learn anatomy? Let me see here real quick, too. Pixelogic, update notes. Make sure there's nothing I'm missing. That's the main one right now, is the Chisel Brush, the Sculptress Pro. I think the Sculptress Pro works best with Dynamesh, and then when you... Because once you Z-Remesh, you don't really want to do any of that stuff. So Chisel 3D and vectors now work. Several new 3D Chisel brushes are included, VDMs. Mesh resolution for the alpha curve or the curve alpha brush can now be adjusted using brush, alpha, texture, and mesh. Let's try that. So if we go to the curve alpha, where are you? Where are you, baby? Curve alpha, boop. Okay. And then if you now can be adjusted. So if we close that down, we go to brush. Let's pin it over here. And then we go to... Oh wait, using the brush. Oh, so sorry, it's alpha. Not that way. It's alpha and texture. Maybe I did it right. You can see how often I play with this stuff, guys. Alpha and texture, there it is. And now you can adjust it. So, all right, you can't use subdivisions. Fine. Sell that out, delete lower. Okay, so now you can adjust the mesh resolution. Alpha tile it. Okay, pretty cool. Adapt to size map. Low magnitude, high, you can have a curve added to it. Okay, that's pretty cool. Increase the alpha tolerance when using mesh extract. And then Dynamesh Master has been updated to work with older versions of Mac. So, you know, some pretty cool stuff, but nothing to write home about. I think those brushes are probably the best feature out of all of them. And then, of course, the bug fixes. Stop here, make me want to sculpt some shit. Pixel, why you get me hooked on their software? Yeah, exactly. I know, see? Yeah, the fur looks cool. What is the best value for a VDM brush? That's a great question, Mohammed. So the best value for a VDM brush is if you... Let's look at the body for a second. So one of the ways in comparison, what makes VDM stronger than anything else is the fact that it is allowing you to have overhangs where alphas you can't. So let's say, for example, let me see if I can import. Here we go. Let's just take the star, for example. So this would be alpha texturing, right? Where you can basically drop down, you know, your texture. But what an alpha will do is it'll kind of like fade and stretch out, and it'll kind of just pull and push the geometry in weird ways. But you can't have an overhang, meaning you can't have something that would do like this, okay? But with a VDM brush, especially these new ones, if you notice, like, let's go back over to this human, no, not the human teeth, what was a good one? This animal fur. See this right here? So it's still utilizing that geometry, but this overhang right here, you can't get that with an alpha. So while you could use an alpha fur, for example, to get the kind of texture, the VDM brush will allow you to actually get some overhangs that then you can use as actual geometry when you ZRemesh or retopo. So it's just, it also manipulates locally what's going on in that area, and it's trying to condense it into as many vertices as possible, where the alpha is just going to kind of spread out as much as it can, and it always tapers off. And while there are ways to control how the alpha responds, it's not going to be as clean as with a VDM brush. So there's a lot of advantages to a VDM, but then there's also some disadvantages too. If you're trying to keep your poly count down, VDM can add to that when you ZRemesh or retopo, so you can just be careful there. But with the VDM, it manipulates that geometry. I can't do that with an alpha. I can't get that little funky animal ear like this. I can't do that with an alpha brush. I'd have to say the coolest I'm really liking this animal fin, guys. Yeah, it takes a normal vector into account. Yep. Star muscle anatomy. Yeah, because it's not 2D, it's working in RGB space and the red, green, blue, blah, blah, blah. X, Y, and Z, because every time the RGB channel stores the height information. Yep. You guys are explaining it way better than I did. But yeah. Oh. So yeah, so with alpha, you can imprint a bunch of really cool stuff pretty quickly. Look at that feet print. Yeah. I actually like this one a lot. I might do this. I might use this as her skin texture because this is really funky. And see, the VDM is actually taking into account of the information that's there too and trying to stack on top of it. So it's probably one of my favorite ways to actually texture. Really just punches that detail too. And of course you can hold Alt to go negative or regular to go positive. So if you want to cut in a little bit, you can. And then add on top. There you go. The real trick is finding the value that gives you the 1-to-1 scale ratio to the original, yeah. Yeah, no problem, Ahmed. Haven't used them much, but if I'm not much mistaken, changing the value distorts it along Z normal, the normal T. I think so, yes. Yeah. I would highly recommend after using any type of VDM brush, if you distorted your mesh too much, to go ahead and Z remesh it, clean it up, and then project your details back. Marmoset or Keyshot? Marmoset, in my opinion, is more financially affordable. Keyshot is amazing, but it is very expensive. Even the Zbrush bridge version is like $520 with the bridge. So I think it really comes down to what it is you're doing. Keyshot is amazing, but it's just too pricey for my blood. Keyshot also has a lot of viz effects and a lot of architectural procedures, and it has some really cool shit in there. So if you gotta like really punch it and bring like the A game, Keyshot's it. Marmoset's more of a real-time render engine, so more geared towards games, but it handles geometry really well, so you can get a really nice clean render. But yeah, Keyshot's just awesome. Yeah, it's all set up with a bridge, and I think you have to buy the bridge separately. I think ZBrush has its own specific bridge. I think it's like $120 for just the bridge, and then you got to buy the version of Keyshot on top of it. There's a ZBrush version. The Pro is what you want. You don't want the basic version. The Pro is what you want because it has a lot of features that are gutted, at least from what I've heard from a buddy of mine who bought it. So definitely, yeah, it gets pricey real quick. If you buy Keyshot regularly in their own store, Keyshot is like over $2,000. So Marmoset directly from Marmoset, which supports the FBX export, Marmoset's like $300 for their newest version, and they also have texturing in it. So Marmoset also gives you a little bit of like Substance Painter action. So if you're looking for something more towards games and more towards texturing, Marmoset might be an option for you. Hello, what's up, Darkfire? Yeah, it ends up being about $1,120 or $600 depending on what you're buying. Exactly, yeah. So I really want to check out, what is it, Redshift? Is that it, Rodeska? Is that the newest one? That's one I want to check out. I think it's called Redshift. Yeah, Redshift. Is that it? Yeah, this is something I want to check out. This is something I've been interested in, but again, prices, right? $500 for a perpetual license. Hey, thank you so much for the follow. Yeah, Redshift is pretty great. Great for stylized rendering. Nice. So, yeah, definitely, you know, thoughts and things. All right, guys. Well, here's where I'm at so far. I do have to get going. I got a meeting in about 10 minutes. But here's where we're at. Thank you all for hanging out with me. Awesome idea again by Kari. She really... Or I'm sorry, Sorry, Kari. I didn't mean to say she. You really brought something to the table. I'm looking at my Carnage and it looks amazing. Here, she's licking herself. Anyway, great addition. I love it. Got mine on sale for half off, so wait for the sale for sure. Ooh, perfect. Rodeska, thank you so much for that tip. I'll check that out. All right, guys. Anyway, that is it for the day. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. You guys are awesome. And I will see you probably tomorrow. This is my last week before I start full work, so that's what's happening. Oh, you are she. Yay! Awesome. I thought so. Okay, cool. Awesome. Yay! All right, Kari. Thank you so much. Later, everybody. Ryan, Emmy, Rodeska, Darkfire, everybody. Did I miss? You guys have fun, and I'll catch you all later. Bye, 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 bye. No. Later, next.